Hello again, everyone. I've got another set of Global Land stamps, dies and stencils from Amazon. This one is a little different in that the stencils have got numbers on, but the dies haven't. A lot of Global Land, they've got numbers on their dies. So what I've done, I matched the die, the stamp and the stencil, and I've numbered these with the numbers that correspond on the stencils. I've just used a Sharpie or whatever to put those on there. But what I have a fancy for doing today is to cut and stamp and stencil a couple of these for a card embellishment and use vellum. It's actually not vellum. The stuff I'm going to use is Sizzix. They call it stencil film, but I didn't care for it terribly much as stencil film, so I'm using it as vellum instead. So that's that. This is my card base. Normal one, small, half a sheet of A4, cut down the length, tent folded, and this is the panel that I'm going to put on it. I've got my usual Sizzix die. It's a rectangle nesting die. And this one, I have no idea where it's come from. I think it was probably Amazon as well. But I've never used it. And I'm hoping it's going to cut out some long, thin rectangles. So we'll just we'll do this and see what happens. Okay. I'm going to put a piece of mylar over the top first because that will protect my top plate. Makes things last a lot longer by mixing the correct plate for the machine with a scrapbook.com magic mat. Makes plates last so much longer because these are brilliant on the bottom layer. The only proviso that I have is that sometimes after a while they don't cut right through. If that's the case, I just use a shim and you get a beautiful die cut, because with that the softness of the mat, you get the beautiful rounded edges. So, you know, I just thought I would kind of mention that en passant. And I've got this die in at a slight angle so that the rollers are going kind of over a ramp rather than up a step. Now let's see what's happened with this. Let me see. Do we have what I wanted? And we do. Excellent. And it's cut out beautifully. So that's going to be my front panel like that. Okay. Now my idea is I'll have a few. This is called eucalyptus. I don't know if it is quite eucalyptus shape, but I'd have a couple of sprigs of eucalyptus kind of on there somewhere. And for this one, I don't think I'm going to put it onto foam tape. I think I'm going to stick it all down to the card front. I can see a little dirty mark that I want to get rid of. Let me just, this is an electric eraser, and it just, there we go. Don't know where it came from, but it's gone. Right, that was from Amazon as well. Iono, whatever it is, but there's loads of different makes of those. Right, so I've got my panel, I've got my card. Now I want to do my embellishments, which are going to be eucalyptus. Let's just get rid of this little lot. Now, when I'm using stamps and dies and stencils together, in order to get them absolutely aligned, what I do is make a jig. So here, something fell out, there it is. Here I have got, just take it out a minute. This is all of those dies just cut into a piece of card in a little space of their own. So what I'm going to do is this. This is a sticky mat. I'm going to pop that into the corner of my stamping tool. pop this jig onto that and stick it down. I have put a magnet there because it's just kind of there. And I'm going to choose the ones that I think kind of go together. And I think this one and that one and those little leaves there kind of go together. These look, that one would go as well, I suppose, but these look a little bit different, these two. I suppose I'm going to choose that one. So that's number 6. So let me just, that number 6. I ought to number these too, shouldn't I? So let me just get a pencil. That is number 6. They only just came, so I'm kind of finding my way. Well, I want number 2. Number 2 is that one, I believe. So that is number 2. And this one, the tiddler, let's get it off, is here. And that is number 8. I'll do the others when I come to them. I'm not going to waste time now. So what I want to do is to stamp these onto a piece of vellum. First of all, I'm just going to put them onto the lid and put them out of the way for the moment. I need the dies because I want to cut those things from my piece of vellum. Here's my piece of vellum. So onto my cutting mat, I'm going to put this one, which is that one, number 6, that one, number 2, which is that one, yep, number 2, and the tiddler. We know the tiddler because it's easy to spot. Okay, next I'm going to cut these 3 pieces out. Right, let's see what we have here. So we have that one. Oopsie daisy. Get it back into the corner. That one. Oh, should have picked it up. Obviously the sticky mat is stronger than the pull of the oh, come on. Tell you what I'll do for the minute. Take the sticky mat out for the minute, put it back into the corner. Now let's get these in the right place. And then we'll put the sticky mat back afterwards. There's always a way, isn't there? There's this one. Okay. Ah. Right. Now I can put the sticky mat back in because I want the sticky mat to hold the vellum die cuts in position. So that one goes in there. I've got the position right just by putting them in while the space was empty. So where's my next one? Here's this one. We'll pop that in there. And where's the third one? I've got myself in a bit of a pickle here, haven't I? Here it is. Tiny little thing. Okay. Let's get it in position. There we are. Now, those are ready to be stamped. So let me just get these out of the way for the moment. Okay. Right. Before I stamp them, I'm just going to go over the vellum with a little anti-static tool, just to be on the safe side. Okay. Now I'm going to ink up my stamps with Versamark because I want to emboss these in gold. That's my fancy. Okay. And we'll press. Okay. Hope these are going to work out after all this. Goodness me. Okay. Right. Now then. And I'm going to take out these. It's going to be quite, I don't want to smudge the stamping. One. This one's flipped over, I think. No, that's the right way. And the third one. There we go. Right, now I'm going to add a little bit of gold embossing powder. There we are. Here I've got just a little piece of silicone that I'm going to hold this against to heat set it. Where's the other one? In here somewhere. Oh, here it is. I see. I forgot it was so tiny. Just give this one a little blow. There we go. Pop this away. And now we can heat set these. I'll just hold them down with a pokey tool or something. Right. Now, I want to colour these, and I want to colour them with distress inks today. But I'm going to do them through the stencil, but I'm going to colour the back of these. So because I'm going to colour the back, I'm going to turn my jig upside down. Okay. And I'm going to put these back into their respective spaces, but I'm going to put them upside down so that the back is uppermost. Okay. Goes there. That goes there. And this goes here. So I've got the back facing upwards. I've got a couple of colours. I've got old paper and forest moss. And I thought I would do it all over with the old paper and then highlight little bits with a small brush with the forest moss. So the part that's interesting for this is actually matching this stencils to the shapes, because they're not all in one piece, and it's kind of a little bit hit and miss in a way. Where's my... This is number 2. This one's number 2. So let's find number 2. Here's number 2. Took me a while to do this. Now, because I'm doing the back, I'm going to turn this upside down as well. Now, trying to find where they're going to go is kind of... Anybody's... That's got it. That's got it. Can you see? This one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. They're all done. Okay. With a little embossing brush, a little stenciling brush, just going to fill in those colours. And while I'm here, with the narrower one, a little bit of forest moss, just in places. Okay, now this bit is for the rest of them. So you've got to sort of jiggle around and try and find where they've got to go. So back to my old paper, first of all. Do this one here. And now I'm going to use just a little bit of the forest moss. This will take a while to dry. You can use any ink you like, really. Okay, so let's just take a look at this, shall we, and see what we've got, see what we think. And you see, isn't that pretty? Hold it up against something. See? Oh, it's rather sweet. So let's do the next one. And this one is number 6. So where's number 6? Here's number 6. Because I've got the back facing upwards, I'm going to turn this over and try and find where it belongs. I think it might go that way. There we go. That's found it. It's like a puzzle. It's really good fun. Okay, with my lighter colour, my old paper, just go all over the bits. And while I'm here, I'm going to do a little bit of the darker colour. Just add a bit of interest. Doesn't necessarily matter where you do it, I don't think. Right, and now there's these 2 bits, which are those 2 there. So let's get those sorted. Lighter one first. These are such good values. I can't understand really whether they're just... I've never seen them before anywhere else other than Amazon, actually. Right, and the last little one, which is, what number did we say? Number 8. What I would like to do before, while this is kind of drying and everything else, is to stamp a sentiment. And I thought I'd like to do that and emboss it in gold. So let's pick these up. Don't know where the others... Oh, it's there. It is there. It's good. Right, those are my 3 bits of embellishment. So I'll keep those safe. Put the lids on the inks. Right, put this away for the minute, and I'm going to do my sentiment. And I thought what I would do, have a vision like this. This is what is in my mind. If this goes, let's put it on there and we'll see. Kind of like this, somehow. To be careful because it's still a bit wet. Maybe like that. And then have a sentiment going across. Let me just take those out of the way because they're probably still wet on the mic. And I was wondering about Hope You Feel Better Soon, this one. Hope You Feel Better Soon. Haven't stamped this before. Well, I haven't stamped any of them before, so give it a little preparation. Perhaps I will put this in my platform as well. Let's take these out. Both need cleaning. Take this out. This will be kept with the stamps, the stencils, the dies, all together in a packet. I used to keep them kind of in a box for the dies and another box for the stamps, but it's kind of easier if you keep them all together, I think, really. Here's a little bit of scrap, bit of offcut. Is that in the right? Yes, that's fine. Okay, Versamark and stamp. Might give it just one more go. Let's try this. Some embossing powder. That looks nice. A lot of these polymer stamps are quite soft, and if you press too hard, the polymer kind of spreads out and you don't get a really nice crisp sentiment. So sometimes it's better to do 2 light taps rather than one firmer one. And that looks lovely. Okay, just pop that away for the minute. Now then, let's just find something to cut this with. What have I got? This set has got some really useful sentiment dies in it. It's an apple blossom set and they're Christmas sentiments, but they're just quite handy. Let's have a look at all of them. Let's see if there's one that fits. I can always make them fit by shortening or lengthening or whatever, but if there's one that actually fits, it saves a lot of bother, doesn't it? That's the one I'm thinking of. It still needs shortening, doesn't it? Do I keep that one? Let's do it. Let's do this. Just use a bit of low-tack tape. I rather like the rounded ends of this one. It's lovely. Okay. Just go along so far and then we'll cut from the other end. Oh yeah, that's 1/2 done. So now we'll turn it round, put it round the other end and finish the cut. Just making sure that those 2 sides of the die are within the tram lines that were cut before. There we go. You can feel it when they're in the right place. So just kind of click into place. Right. The next problem is going to be joining the vellum to the project itself, because vellum is notorious for showing any adhesive through the paper. So let's just have a look and see. Then we clear up our bits, pop these back into this packet. I know where they are. There we go. Right, well, I've just cleared a bit of space so I can just stick these on. I'm just going to put a little adhesive down the centres of the back of these leaves. And I'm just going to stick it on. Right. I think I wanted that kind of about there. Okay. So this one. I don't think this glue is going to make any difference. There we go. And we're going to do the little one. About there, I think. I need to get the position sorted first because the glue will activate the ink on the back. If I don't get it in the right place, I'll probably get a smudge somewhere, which I don't really want. Just make sure I can get that underneath that bit there. That's great. Okay. Put the block down on top of that just to give it a push. Okay. And our sentiment here. Hoping you feel better soon. Well, I'm just wondering, actually, I don't think I will put that on foam tape. I think I'm just going to stick that as well. So might as well carry on using this same adhesive. There we go. Hoping you feel better soon. That's embossed beautifully, hasn't it? Absolutely beautifully. So, I think that's quite sweet. I don't know whether to add, I might add a few little gold dotty things, you know. I like the variance of colour in there. So, there's another one. I hope you'll join me again. It's been a bit of fun this morning, playing around with stamps and dies and stencils. So, have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time.